This conference will now be recorded.
Hi team, can you hear me? Can someone confirm Vijaya, Srikanth, Rameshri, Bhaskar,
Yeah,
Kiranchand?
you're audible.
Okay, great. So today it is going to be a demo session for data science and what we are going to be in the coming 3 months journey. What kind of doubts you have towards the data science subject. These are the concepts we are going to be covered in today's session. And finally, I will introduce myself at end of the class. Let me give a slide about full stack data science. So the people call it as a data science syllabus or alias full stack data science. Both are going to be the same. If you are coming from India, definitely you have to opt for full stack data science, which is already designed by Career IT, and the same content is covered by a different. I mean, when I say same content, we copied from different top A industries like IIM Calcutta, ISB, and IIT. So these are the content I mean, we took as a reference and we designed this content. Star, Starts from a data engineer till it goes to data visualization. What are the subject you require as a data scientist? It is going to be part of that. That is the reason we mentioned as a full stack data science. Now, when you say full stack data science, what exactly you required and what content you need to learn to become as an industry expert in a sense starts from big data. When I say big data, it can be a Hadoop, it can be a normal OLTP systems like a SQL, or it can be a Scala, any database where we can store good amount of data, and with the help of your data engineer, how to manage your data and how to extract the data and how to store the data. These are the information you required to manage your big data activities. And on the right hand side, you can see data engineering team. So I used a word called if you are coming from India. Reason behind companies are expecting a person to work in different areas. So the company is expecting you to, though you are a data scientist, you to manage the database and create the tables if required, and store the data, analyze the data, transform the data into OLTP, then using a Python or R or SAS some tools, analyze your data and predict about future, finally give a visualization. That means it's an end-to-end task what we are expecting. Reason behind, let us speak practically. Now the market is, you can say, low compared to the previous years, and companies are expecting one person to work in different areas. So starts from big data till it goes to deployment followed by visualization. It is your responsibility. In the bottom left hand side, you can see machine learning and deep learning. This is the core area what you are going to learn during this three months journey, 3 or 4 months. It's up to the class. I can say if the class is really uh, you can say in a top-notch class, then definitely they can complete in 3 months. If the class is required, Amar, we cannot take 60 minutes of session, we can take only 45 minutes, then we are diverting, then the class may go for 3.5 months to 4 months. So my passion is to give training, it's not my my intention is not to complete the training. So once you predict the data with the help of machine learning and a deep learning, and that machine learning or a deep learning models which you are creating with the help of your ML machine learning models or deep learning models, it is addressing your problem. then you are deploying into live environment. So these are the 4 areas you need to be thorough if you want to become as a data scientist. Now, in industry, you are going to see when you open your LinkedIn or Naukri, you are going to see 3 different roles. One is a data engineer, second is a data scientist, third one is a data analyst. Data engineer is a person and responsible for managing databases and creating tables, creating views, creating you can say ensure that the database is working as per your expectation. And he's the supporting role for data scientist. And data scientist is a person who is a strategy. There are 2 roles he's playing. One is sitting with the stakeholders, the top stakeholders, and addressing the business problems. And second thing is on the right hand side, if he's a fresher like 3 4 years, then he is building a models and supporting to the strategy people how the way forward for the business using statistics. On the right hand side, you can see data analyst. That person is responsible to give a nice visualizations using a Tableau or a Power BI. So 3 together we call it the full stack developer. Hope you are clear what I'm trying to say. But sadly, in reality, exceptional few industries or few
Excuse
companies
me,
like,
sir.
yes, please.
Can you repeat once, please?
Yeah. So just take an example, very generic example. I don't want to make you confuse yourself. Let's take an example. Data engineering is a person who is taking care of the database, like a SQL database. Just an example purpose, SQL database. So that person is responsible to create a tables in SQL and views, and using a joins, he's going to extract the data and providing securities, everything related to database, like a you can say kind of a mechanical engineer. And the middle data scientist is a person who is like a uh, next level to the data engineer, and he's taking help of your database and extract the data, and by using some statistics he's going to research something and providing the meaningful insights about future or predict about the existing scenarios. And data analyst is a person who is just a friend playing a front end role. Whatever the data engineer and data scientist is providing, giving the visualization or a Tableau format, some kind of insights to the management, maybe pivot tables in Excel. Clear the distinguish between these 3 roles? I'll give another example going forward. Now, assume that you are looking for a personal loan. You see my screen? Is it visible? Assume that there is a person called Amar and he's looking for a personal loan in the year of 2000 year. 2000 year. That means it's almost 2 decades before. So during that time, if a person wants a personal loan, he has to walk into the bank, maybe ICICI Bank, take an example, and he has to fill the inquiry form, customer loan inquiry form, and he has to attach the documents. Once he attaches the documents, there is an employee, bank employee, who collect the documents and verify it and hand out to employee two, bank employee two. That bank employee two will go for physical verification. If the documents or everything is clear, then he will forward to branch manager. All the documents are clear. If you want, you can approve a loan. The branch manager takes some time, and finally, either he will approve the loan or he may reject the loan. Is it clear? Around 2 decades before. I'm not talking about CIBIL score now. It was the process, right? In the 2 decades before, there was any change? Team? I am expecting a two-way communication for coming 3 months. The intention of this training is you have to get benefit of this training, and when you're going outside of this training or on daily basis, you need to think in analytics manner, not in normal manner. Right now, before this training, if you're looking for any um, items in a supermarket, then generally you go and purchase it. But once you start and getting knowledge on statistics, you need to understand why the particular tea powder is located in some location, why the milk packet is somewhere else, some other location. You need to think the mindset has to change. in analytics manner. That is the intention of this 3 months or 4 months of training. Now coming to the process, the personal loan process, I explained you the process, right? Is there was any change in that process? The employee customer has to go and he has to fill the form, and the manager either approve or reject the loan. It was the process, right? Any changes in that process? So if you see here, the customer has to walk into the customer bank, and the bank employee has to collect the documents, and employee two has to verify the documents, and the branch manager or a bank manager approves or rejecting the loan. Is it clear? Any questions on this? Okay. Any questions? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, when since it was a good process during 2000 year, so the bankers implemented the process. But when the days are running, the process which was implemented may not be feasible in the subsequent years. So the bankers will come with a problem statement to a data scientist. What is the problem statement? Since there was 3 employees, so employee 1 and employee 2 and branch manager, 3 people are working for the similar problem called either up to approve or rejecting a loan. Can't we reduce the manpower from 3 to some number? Can't we reduce? That is the first problem statement. Second problem statement is, since it is a big lengthy process, generally it may take 10 to 15 days time to know whether the customer is getting a loan or not. So ideally the customer may not wait for 2 weeks to confirm whether he's getting a loan or not. So generally the customer may approach ICICI Bank, parallelly he may approach HDFC Bank, parallelly he may approach SBI Bank. So whoever approves first, he opt for that. Am I right? Assume that you are a data scientist or ICICI Bank. Assume HDFC approves the loan before you approves. Don't you think that you are going to lose a customer? Indirectly, you are losing your revenue. In, are getting my point? If you reduce manpower from 3 people to 1 person, imagine in one branch you are reducing 2 manpower. Across India, how many manpower you can reduce? Across whole, how many manpower you can reduce? Think broader manner. Second one is, since you are taking 10 to 15 days time to approve or rejecting a loan, if the customer approves your competitor bank, that means you are losing your revenue. Agree? Agree with these 2 statements? Team, are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So when bankers like ICICI Bank is coming to data scientists with their problem statements, as a data scientist, my first priority is convert this business problem into data science problem. How can I achieve this business problem with the help of your data science? Now, what I can do for anything, any research by data scientist, we need a data. As a doctor, if I have a patient, I can do some kind of treatment. Similarly, as a data scientist, if I have some data, I can do research and I can give some insights to the management. So my first thing is get the data. So when I say get the data, what data are required? If we take an example like ICICI Bank or a HDFC Bank, they have millions and billions of data and might be stored. Let's take an example like SQL. They have huge amount of data in their database. So what data I need to collect? Which data is relevant for me to address this problem statement called how to reduce the manpower. Let me take this 10 to 15 days. Which data is important? Imagine you are a doctor, MBBS doctor, and the patient is coming to you with a fever. Will you give fever tablet or some other tablet? Maybe headache tablet. See, you are a doctor, MBBS doctor, and the patient is approaching you for fever. He is suffering with fever. Now, will you give fever-related tablet or headache-related tablet? Unmute yourself and speak. Nothing wrong. If you tell wrong, also we can correct it. Please unmute. Then I'll come to know that you are listening. Team. Silence cannot give any answer. I assume you did not understand, or you are understanding. I don't know whether you are following or not.
Yeah. I didn't get your point. Can you please repeat again?
So, what my question is, you are an MBBS doctor. The patient is approaching you. Will you give? The patient is suffering with fever. So, will you give fever-related tablet or headache-related tablet?
The same kind of fever related tablet.
And okay, that means the relevant tablet you are giving. Am I right? Similarly, as a data scientist, my responsibility is how to reduce the duration of the personal loan. That means I need to go to the database and find out which of the data is relevant to address my problem. My second question. So I have a fever related version 1 tablet and fever related version 2, which is the latest one. So which one you will prefer? The first one or second one? Fever one is a very old tablet. Now the company is introduced a new tablet which is more advanced. So what will do?
Which one is the very best to help reduce his fever? We go with that.
So both are same tablet, same company.
You
Fever
said
one
fever
is
two is the more
very old,
fever
more
two is the
advanced.
most advanced. That's why we go with fever
So
two.
why you'll go for a more advanced? Because it's the latest one, right?
Yeah, that's
The
it.
same passion, in the same passion, when it comes to data science problem also, assume you are a data scientist and relevant as relevant as your MBBS doctor. Now, when you want to address any problem statement, try to get the relevant data. That means you need to get which data is relevant to address your personal loan. Second one is most recent data, because the trend is changing every year. So if you see 5 years before, now we are in 2024. 5 years before trend was different. Now the trend is different. Another after 5 years the trend is changed. Nowadays every year the trend is changing. So most recent data you have to collect. Don't go for 10 years data, 20 years data for analyzing your problem statement. Try to take as new as that is going to help you. Now when you say the relevant data, personal loan relevant data, you have many. Again, when you go to database, there are many tables are available related to personal loan data. Some people are already got the loan and they are paying, so the transactions are updating into a database. So that is not relevant for me. Now my problem statement is related to approving a loan or rejecting a loan. That means the customer might be inquired with the help of customer inquiry form. Do you know customer inquiry form? When you visit any bank, the customer might fill in online or in offline. So he will enter his information. Finally, the branch manager approves the loan or rejecting a loan. So even nowadays, either you or on behalf of you, the ICC, the bank agent person will fill the form in computer. Then finally, the computer says yes or no, or agreeing with that. Team, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Please, So customer enquiry form, customer personal loan enquiry form, which recently completed, maybe last 6 months data you can collect. So what exactly this customer enquiry form covers in the sense, the customers who inquired for the personal loan in your bank, and the response might be accepted or rejected. All that forms I need to collect. So this data contain positive response and negative response both. Assume that where you can find in database. What is this database? It's nothing but maybe SQL or a Hive or Scala. Like this, we have 100 plus databases are available. Depending on the organization, they maintain one database. Now, or a SaaS also had 100 plus databases. Now, as a data engineer, it is a data engineer responsibility to ensure the database is available. Whenever the customer inquires about something, it has to store in one of the database. Assume the last 6 months data, whatever we have it, maybe 1 lakh data, or you can say 10 lakhs data. 10 lakhs data. Is it possible for you to extract the data into Excel and analyze it? What exactly contain the 10 lakhs? Is it possible in Excel? Or manually you can extract and see what the trend and everything? What is the missing values, the data pre-processing activities? I'm just talking about 6 months data, not 1 year, 2 years data. Just 6 months customer personal loan enquiry forms is 10 lakhs. Now, is it possible for you to extract 10 lakhs data into Excel and analyze it? Even Excel also one of the analytics tool. I don't think so it's possible, right? 10 lakhs data you can extract and analyze the patterns, trend, everything. Not possible, no? So just an advanced to your Excel, we have a tools like a Python, SAS, R, Weka, SPSS. Like this, we have many tools. Depending on the organization where you are working, adopt the tool and start extracting the data from different databases like a SQL, Hive to your analytics tools like Python or SAS. Start analyzing the data. Once you extract, what you can do? You can start EDA, exploratory data analysis. In a short name, you can say data analysis. So, in during this phase, what we can do is we'll try to analyze the trends. I'm not talking about I mean each step. I'm just giving a generic name called trend. When I say trend, I'm going to understand the patterns, who are getting a loan, who are rejected by manager. That means if in the customer might be inquired and he's working as a government employee. When the person is a central government employee, just blindly approve the loan because he never go anywhere. If a customer is a private employee and the salary is more than 2 lakhs, no dependents, no other commitments, then approve the loan. If a person is a private employee and the salary is 1 lakh and has many commitments and number of dependents is 5, then reject the loan. So there is some trend the manager is maintaining, the checks. You try to understand the trends and check with the help of EDA. Again, I'm using either Python or SAS, any tool. With the help of this, I can do. It's a basic step what I'm doing as a data scientist. Once I complete using statistics also. So one hand, the technique I'm using statistics. On other hand, using the help of tool like a Python or a SAS, I'm going to understand the trend and tools. Once I understand all the things, what I can do, I can automate the things. Automate it means using machine learning models. So now I have 10 lakhs data, and this is a recent past data. When I say recent past data, that means the decision is already taken by manager. That means the manager already approved or rejected the loan. Now, what I can do is the 10 lakhs data, I will split into 8 lakhs and 2 lakhs. Clear? Randomly I'll split. Randomly I'll split 8 lakhs and 2 lakhs. On top of 8 lakhs, I will apply some statistics formula. That formula on top of 8 lakhs using a tool called Python, when I apply it, there is a formula which is going to be designed in a simple terminology. I'll call it as a plus b whole square. I'll derive this formula, example purpose. So I will find out what is the a value, what is the b value, what is the c value. So a and b are nothing but input parameters. We call it input parameters, nothing but the customer type, maybe a government employee or a private employee, customer income, which is a b, maybe salary 1 lakh, 2 lakh. Next, customer age, which is a C, A plus B plus C. Like this, I'll derive some formula. That formula, once you apply on 8 lakh stickers, system will understand and give the A value, B value, and the trend. Once I understand, okay, this is the formula which I derived with the help of your statistics and the tool like Python on top of 8 lakhs data, I derived it. What can I do? Are you sure the formula is working as your expectation? In the sense, no, I don't know. I don't know whether the formula is stable or not. So what I'll do is, once I derive this formula, I will pass this data into 2 lakhs records, which are not used at all, which is unseen data for my formula, because I parked aside. When I pass this 2 lakhs records to this formula, if this formula is giving an outcome as manager decision, then my formula is stable and a replica of my manager decision. That means I will pass my A, I will pass my B, I will pass my C as input, and the formula which I derived with the help of 8 lakhs, that will be unseen for you right now. When I pass my information ABC, my outcome is I'm getting as a rejected or selected. So when I pass my first record from 2 lakhs, my model is telling rejected. If my manager decision also rejected, that means my model is just a replica of my manager decision. Are you agreeing with this answer? So when I confirm myself, my model is giving the stable results like a manager, then I don't require a manager. I will communicate to my stakeholders, bank managers. Hey boss, I don't require a 3 manpower for a single activity. Just take one person to color the documents and verify it. Once the same person upload the information into a system, within a fraction of seconds, system is confirming whether he is getting a loan or not. That means I don't require 10 to 15 days. I just require a minute or 2 minutes to upload the documents into system. The system is going to take a decision whether to approve a loan or rejecting the loan. Is it clear? Any questions? Let's take an example. Resale car. Nowadays, if you see, most of the people are generally just change the car within 5 years, and they want to know how much value they get it when they are planning to sell. In the previous days, 5 to 10 years before, the owner has to walk into different locations like True Value or some other locations or localites, and they just get valuation from different people. But are we sure we are getting a good amount or not? We don't know. So for that, what we come to know is we build a machine learning model, and that machine learning model is trying to tell you what can be the range you will get it in case if you are selling your car. That is also one of the machine learning model what companies implemented. Let me tell you an example. It's not my car number, just a dummy number I'm entered. Now you can see I just mentioned here you have to give input ABC, which ABC are nothing but input information for your model. So when I give my car is a Tata car, and when that is the first entry A, and year when the making was happened, manufacturing year. So my B value is 2022 example, and the C value is Altos, and the D value is whether it's a diesel or a petrol, my D value, and my E value is maybe some model, and the next F value is Telangana, some series, and number of kilometers you drove. Now city, Hyderabad. When you want to sell. Even when you want to sell also will play a vital role, because if a person is very hurry, the price range may low. If a person can wait for some time, then the price will increase. Number. Oh, it's asking. It's asking this phone number. If you enter, the system will run this formula, which is in yellow color, and it will give a range called maybe 8 lakh to 9 lakh. This is the range, ideal range what you can get it based on the inputs what you give. So similarly, in this model, when I say customer information, customer personal information formula, the major, I don't require a customer name, because customer name can be anything, but customer age is important, customer income is important, customer dependents are important, customer other commitments are important, and how many years of experience he has in the industry is very important to decide my personal. So what parameters are important? The relevant information you need to get it. Amar, I'm very new to this industry. I don't know anything. Don't worry. Who is taking a decision making here? Manager. So sit with the manager, understand what parameters is considering for approving a loan or rejecting a loan. Accordingly, those information you can extract it and start doing analysis. Is it clear? This is the entire process you are taking 3 months time to understand. Now, as a part of that, as a data engineer, you're trying to understand SQL, you're trying to understand Python, you're trying to understand R programming. And every phase of your exercise, you're parallelly you're going to learn statistics, because you need to automate some processes, machine learning models. Any questions here? Now, coming back here, business may have different problems. It may come from different places. So when the company is looking at a downtrend, they'll start asking a data scientist. When a company is looking into a different direction, they'll start looking for some inputs from the data scientist. For example, the Reliance company wants to establish a new company, new venture. Just ask some inputs from data scientist. Now, these are the steps what I mentioned you in the Excel sheet. Data scientist is a person who has to convert the data science problem, business problem into data science problem. So when the patient is coming to you, don't think that in a patient point of view, think in MBBS point of view. That is the thing what we're trying to understand the possible causes and current business problems. So what are the parameters which are influencing your problem statement, and where you can get the relevant data for doing the research. Third thing is data identification and collection, which you just mentioned. And fourth step is exploratory data analysis. Analyze your data and do data pre-processing activities, maybe missing data, duplicates, etc., etc. Once you do that one, then go for advanced statistics called machine learning models. By using automate, you can do the automation. So when you do the automation, automatically when you start entering the data like customer age, customer number of dependents, other loans, and etc., system automatically understand the trend and start giving the response. Now, if you see here, go back here and see, you will not find all the brands here. You will not find all the brands. The reason behind this model, the model Car24 is developed only for these models. If you want to see like a Range Rover, you may not find here. If you want to see something like a different model, you want to predict it, you cannot predict. The reason behind this model is limited to this the model algorithm which is created is limited to this car brands only. Clear? I want to predict for Range Rover or a Jeep. You cannot predict, because this model is the data whatever you collected, the recent past data is relevant for only these models, car brands. So in a single sentence, I can say the machine learning model, whatever you're creating with the help of your statistics, those are babies. Whatever you train, that much only it can learn. If you want to think about future, something else which is not available in a given data, system cannot learn. These are just like a babies for you. So this is called train. This is called test. The 8 lakhs is a train data, and 2 lakhs is a validation or a test data. So whatever you are feeding the 8 lakhs data, if the data doesn't have some other information, like here in car 24 example, Range Rover, then model can't understand what in by Range Rover. Is it a car brand or is it something else, a person name? So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So you have to train your model. Once you validate with 2 lakhs and the model is stable, then deploy the model. These are steps involved. Now, as a part of data engineer, it is a data engineer responsibility to extract, transform, and load the data. So that much the ETL data engineer can do, but from the warehousing, it is data scientist responsibility to collect the data from data warehouse. But what data to collect is nothing but the data which is going to address your business problem. That is very important. So that data you have to collect. You have huge amount of data, but which data is going to be relevant, you have to finalize. Any questions? Now coming to data scientist, we are playing different roles like data. Not all the problems may require machine learning models. Some models may, with the basic statistics, we can complete.
Class.
Someone is trying to speak.
Class at 7. Seriously, I have class?
Excuse me.
From this week.
So you won't be doing the same shift?
Mostly
Tejish, can you please mute
half
yourself?
an hour. I need to talk with my friend. Asking him.
Yeah, can you please
Just
mute?
like it started 9:30, 9:45 on
Yeah.
said 9.
Tejish,
You could definitely.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
So when you come to data science, there are 3 different roles we're playing. One is a basic statistics. With the help of your EDA, most of business problems can solve. Nothing but the people who are expecting inputs like a trends. And some problems may require automation. Just now how we discussed the car 24 example, you can do that. And finally, now the trend is GitHub, ChatGPT, all these things, which is a part of your deep learning and artificial intelligence. So these are 3 different roles we're going to play. Now, once you create a model, once you understand your formula, once the model is stable, then you have to deploy it. There are different tools are available for deployment. Maybe Azure, GCP, AWS, Flask. So there are different tools. 100 plus tools are available, so you can use those. The trend nowadays is predicting the stock market. So once you understand how to write a program and you can predict what is going to be happen in the next few seconds or next few months or next few years. So the forecasting you can do it with the help of your data scientist. As a data scientist, I require multiple roles to play. Knowing only the Python is not enough. Knowing only the Python is not enough because it's a tool. Whatever you're trying to write a syntax, that one it will execute, but you don't know what to write. Similarly, if you are become as a Python or SAS or R or Veka, you are just a data engineer, not a data scientist. Along with the Python, you require to have statistics. So when you know the statistics, you will come to know what are the what kind of techniques you have to apply on your data. But now, if you want to know what is the relevant data, what is the approach you have to take, you need to have domain knowledge. So there are 3 areas you need to be perfect. One is a computer science like a Python R program or SQL or Hive or a Scala. These some programming tools you need to have. On the right hand side, you can see mathematics and statistics because when you want to automate something, when you want to apply some techniques on your data, you need to use statistics. The statistics techniques you are going to use convert as a techniques in Python like syntaxes and execute it. The outcome you are analyzing. So if you want to apply your statistics or if you want to execute your Python code, you need to have data. The data is available in business and you need to understand which data is going to be relevant. So for that, you need to have domain knowledge or a business knowledge. So when you know these three areas, combine it three together, we call as a data scientist. Or we cannot call you as a data scientist. Amar, I don't know mathematics and statistics. We are here to learn for coming 3 months. Amar, I don't know Python. I'm here to explain you Python code for coming 3 months. That means we are statistics and Python parallelly we are learning. I'm coming to domain knowledge. I'm going to give a couple of case studies what I worked for Microsoft in the past. I mean, I'm not a permanent payroll of Microsoft. Through different company, I worked for Microsoft. So those are relevant for, ideally relevant for most of the industries. And I got an opportunity to work with IBM. So those case studies I'll share you. I'm not going to share you my current company. I'm going to share you my previous company case studies. So if you start analyzing one or two case studies, that means you're done, and you can apply those case studies in any industries. So once you start practicing your day-to-day case studies as well as the real case study, practical case study which I worked in the past, then you're good with domain and you can start thinking in domain analytics manner. So that is the intention what we have it. So the slide which I'm showing right now is captured from SAS Corporation. Even SAS is one of the analytics tool, data science related tool now. So identify the problem is nothing but when the people are identified some problem like 10 to 15 days time taking for approving a loan or rejecting a loan. That is the business problem. Then data preparation. So once the problem comes to you, it is your responsibility to understand the problem and get the data from different sources. The data may not available in one source, so you are responsible to get the data from different sources. So data preparation you have to do. Once you get the data exploration, which is called alias EDA. So with the help of EDA, you can do your pre-processing steps, then finding the trends and rules. Once you do that, if you want to build a model to automate, sometimes your actual data may not help. So transform the data into the required format, then build a model. Once you build a model, validate model. So those are two steps what we discussed, 8 lakhs and 2 lakhs. Here, two steps, 8 lakhs and 2 lakhs. So once you validate a model, you're going to deploy the model to the management. Once you deploy the model, you are going to keep on monitoring whether the results are coming as expected or not. If the results are not coming as expected, maybe after 1 year or 2 years, again the cycle repeats. Inside the circle, you have different colors: yellow color, purple, white, and green. So ideally, the expectation is there are 4 different roles has to handle by 4 different people. The data scientist is a person who's playing a purple role, blue color, purple role. So that is the ideal expectation of a data scientist. But sad reality is every role has to handle by data scientist. That is the expectation in India. Now, how can I learn all these things? In a sense, with the help of your hard skills and soft skills. When I say hard skills, that means you need to invest your time in front of the Python code, nothing but a computer, and you need to learn some statistical techniques. These two you need to learn. Then, with the help of these two, can I get analytics brain or analytics thinking in a sense? No. For that, once you learn these two, we have a regular case studies for every topic. So if you start addressing those case studies, then your soft skills will increase. With the help of your soft skills, your creativity and problem solving skills and analytic skills will come. Any questions from anyone? If no, then I'll introduce myself. My name is Amarnath Paritala, and I did my course from IIM Calcutta, and overall I have 15 plus years of experience, which includes 8 years as a data scientist. When I say machine learning consultant, it is a combination of machine learning and deep learning. And I got an opportunity to work with different companies like IBM, Accenture. If you are from those companies, you can search it. IBM, Accenture, Capgemini. Most of the companies I worked, except CTS and TCS. And the verticals I got an opportunity to work with CRM, logistics, banking, real estate, and retail industry. These are the areas I got an opportunity to work. When I say finance, finance is different to banking, non-finance corporations. Any questions from anyone? Team? The entire course will go for approximately 3 to 4 months of time. Reason behind, if you want me to cover only the data science, in 2 months we can complete. Along with the intention of this course is to give a training, followed by you should be in a position to get a job. So the case studies, Python course, and some extent to Tableau or a Power BI with SQL will take some time. You need to clear your mind that the entire course will go for 3 to 4 months, and you should spend some time. By coming to the class without practice will not work out. The topics are very small, but the problem here is how you are going to be implement the course into real case studies are very important. Any questions from anyone? Tejesh, Srikanth, Prasad, Rameshri, Kiran Chan, Bhaskar, Vijaya. Any questions? If no, I think we're good to wrap up for the day. It's a basic understanding of data science. It is not, we haven't started the actual sessions. What is data science, where we can implement. For that reason, we covered this much. The basic understanding. Don't think this is a actual class. The actual classes will start from Wednesday.
Man has one doubt. So if we consider any specific technology also, for example, Python, whatever it is, so this learning that itself it takes minimum 2 to 3 months, right?
That is the reason we are
So
going
how,
parallelly.
yeah, sorry?
2-3 months will. That is the reason we are going parallelly. Python with statistics with data science. Parallelly, we are going to cover.
Okay,
So when you are learning Python for 20-25 minutes, and the rest of the 20-25 minutes we are going to cover statistics. Or one day we'll take statistics, other day we'll take Python, and third day we'll cover combined together and we'll take one case study. And here we are not going to cover the Flask or Django or anything. We are just covering the Python. The basic understanding of Python starts from 0 to the end OOPS concept in Python. If you want Django, Flask, everything will take another 1 month.
Okay, Python statistics and
So I will give an option either Power BI or Tableau. So one of the things you can choose it. And even SQL is also important. So SQL also will cover.
Sir, it
okay,
means you
so
are covering for Python, SQL with data science.
Statistics with the data
Okay.
science, and optionally people has to choose either Power BI or Tableau. Not full-fledged Power BI and Tableau. How much is required
Okay.
for a data scientist, that much I'll cover. Reason behind
Okay.
Power
What?
BI and Tableau itself will take 1 month. Okay.
Okay. It means a complete entire course you are telling.
Yes, that is the reason I told you 3 to 4 months time.
Okay. Okay.
Three
What
months minimum
about
it will take.
Flask and all? You are
Those
not
things
covering.
I am not. If I start extending the things, it will be almost 6 months to 1 year.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's what usually data science will take approx 9 months. That's what we are wanting.
Bhaskar, for
Let's
your
say three
information,
months.
I was an ex-trainer in XLR and Enomatics. So I used to take almost 6 months to 8 months of training for data science. The same training I'm
Yeah.
covering here, but considering the real time, how much is required. So the people who are really important, I mean, who are really interested to work on real time case study, I can provide you the case study which is relevant for your vertical. As I mentioned you, I work for multiple industries, so those industries I can provide. And if your industry is not mentioned there, for example, if a person is coming from call center, we can work on some case study which is going to be easy for him to communicate in industry. Can I complete 3 months or 4 months? Means yes, we can complete, but the case studies will take time, which you need to invest your time. The real-time case studies. I did not count the case studies into the account right now, the 3 months or 4 months. I just mentioned the time only for my training.
Sir, if we have any doubts, how we need to contact?
So once during the training, you have my number. After the training also, you have my number. Or you can through career also, you can connect with me. It's a regular sessions which is happening. So if you're not understanding one concept, in the next batch you can join for the particular topic. Or if you are working on some case study, if you're stuck somewhere, then you can connect with me through mail or chat or mobile.
Okay.
Or in the every day we'll take 5 minutes break. Initially, not every day. Initially, maybe for 1 week or 10 days, we'll have 5 to 10 minutes in the last. After the class, we'll take question and answer session. So if you have any questions initially, the reason behind when I say use initially, the people are very new to Python, very new to statistics. So they may confuse what to implement, what not to implement. So the 10 minutes we'll discuss. The reason behind instead of one-to-one, one-to-many, the other people who not started or the other people may get some idea because of you. So when someone raises a question, that is the reason last 5 minutes or 10 minutes we'll take it for first 1 week or 10 days. After that, since the people are going to be familiar, then we'll have one-to-one call.
Okay. Because I am very new to Python. So I am from testing background actually. So
Don't
that's
worry.
what.
Don't worry. I'm a statistician guy. My first
Okay.
designation was researcher. So since the company is expected me to work on coding, so I learned Python.
Okay. Actually, I worked in CGI, but I resigned 6 years before. Now I want to restart my career. I
You can.
have around 8.5 years experience in CGI.
CJ Hyderabad, right?
So CGI Hyderabad, yes.
Understand, yeah.
From 2010 to 18. After 18, I exit from that because of my kids. Now I want to
Yeah.
restart my career.
So the career point we can discuss later because the session is recording. So we'll
Yeah.
discuss on one-to-one, how the way forward and everything.
Okay.
And the team who is already working, let us think practically. Now the market is down. I agree with you. It may take 6 months to 1 year time to pick up. I'm not saying no. I totally agree with you. But the thing is, there is a skill gap. I trained in Naresh Technologies in Amirpet, the people who are from Hyderabad. I trained in XLR. I trained in Inomatics. So reason behind why I left, I traveled from Hyderabad to Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore. Now I'm back to Hyderabad. So due to this journeys, I stopped in one institute and I started another institute. Now coming back to the situation, how will I get a job? Yes, definitely will get a job. But only the people who know the subject in detail. So not expecting a person who complete the statistics, whatever you learned during your 10th class and intermediate, the same statistics, no difference. The only one thing is how to apply that statistics into your real-time business. That is important. We learned this statistics like a, you can say regression model. We know that. We know forecasting, lambda, everything we know. We know sin theta, cos theta, everything we know, we learned. But during that time, for securing our mark, we learned it, but we don't know how to apply, where to apply everything. Now, the 3 months what we're learning is the same topic. I'll repeat, may not go in detail like a statistician, but thing is, we try to understand how we can take this concept of statistics and address your business problem. Since the data is going to be pretty large, we're going to use Python code. That's it. So if you know how to address any business problem with the help of statistics, with the help of some tool, then you're a data scientist. But don't afraid to address any business problem. So imagine you are a researcher. Assume you are going to a doctor for some disease. Then doctor start giving one tablet. The disease may not go down. So what he'll do, he'll give different tablet. The same passion, when we start working with one case study, it may not complete. So what I'll do, I'll apply another statistical technique to address the problem. If that is not working, third technique. If not working, fourth technique. So this is the same passion we are applying in data science. Did I answer you, Rameshri or Bhaskar?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from anyone?
So one more thing. So
Yes, please.
as we discussed on database, so SQL, Hive, Scala, right? So Hive,
I'm going to
Scala,
cover it.
everything.
No, I'm not going to cover Hive and Scala. I'm going to cover only the SQL fundamentals, which is required to extract the data using joins. That much I'll cover. Basic understanding of SQL.
Yeah, I
How much is
understand.
required for
So here,
data scientists? That much I'll cover.
okay, so only joins kind of.
Only joins, and how to view that much. If
So coming to Hive and Scala,
tell me,
so are they like different databases where we extract the
Hive
data
is a
or
part of Hadoop.
separate?
Hive is a part of Hadoop, and Scala is a different database. I just use a
That's what
three
queries
three.
also differs.
Hive is almost similar like SQL.
Okay. No, same or it differs in the sense syntax, everything, concepts
Slightly
also
different.
changes.
90% is same, only 10% changes.
Okay.
Hive and SQL both are same, almost same. I'm
So,
talking in terms of data science point of view, not as a data engineer point of view.
okay.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you all. Dropping off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.